Hi, I'm Bert Saltman, your host for this episode. On this week's episode of PixPlay Clubhouse, we've got aces, jokers, queens, and pantsless firemen. But first, last week the California Golden Bears stayed undefeated against the Ole Miss Rebels with late, stout defense. The highly ranked Auburn Tigers held off Texas A&M's fourth quarter rally to stay atop the SEC, and even the Indianapolis Colts savored bits of a 17-point lead they held at halftime to hang on and win by 3. Combine those games with 3 of our preseason picks, and week 1 ended with an undefeated mark on top with an attention-grabbing 5-0. John, Michelle, Gina, Oliver, and Pete, though, gave him no space for comfort as only one loss puts them a half-inch behind. With the first week of fall in the books, we slide on over to our leaderboard to see how it affects our yearly standings. First, let's start with the poor souls who took a fall, and then those who rose. Notably, Gina and Oliver moved up even further in the top 5, Michelle and John worked their way from the columns to the top 11, and Becky stays exactly in her spot. No leap was better than the one made by the mover of the week, Mark, who moved all the way from 30th to 23rd. Now this is where the yearly standings will sit until this Sunday night. Last Tuesday night, WNBA MVP Della Dawn and her squad from Washington, D.C. beat the Las Vegas Aces in the conference finals to reach their second straight WNBA finals, where they lost last year to the Seattle Storm. Now that the Bill Laimbeer-coached Aces are on their way out, it's only the Connecticut Sun left in the Mystics' way to redemption. The WNBA Finals will be a best-of-5 series starting in Washington early Sunday afternoon. That game will be our first non-football game of the fall as we launch into Week 2. Along with the title-seeking women on the court, we'll be watching some high-octane offense when the Oklahoma State Cowboys and their strong running game host number 24 Kansas State, who has started the season 3-0 and is coming off a week of rest. Then our last game of the week features NFC North Division rivals Minnesota and Chicago. Basically, this toss-up game is to figure out who belongs in the conversation with your NFC North leading Detroit Football Lions. When you tune in this weekend, some of you are going to want to keep an eye out for a few things. Number 1, Lydian, you might want to get some ideas for teaching theater by watching the best acting on TV by this kid.
I don't do sloppy, Josh. Do you think you can keep these khakis wrinkle-free all season?
I won't let you down, Coach Harbaugh.
Club, get up! Come on, guys!
All wrinkle-free up here, Coach.
Number 2, Oliver and Parker, you might be interested in Apple's coming streaming service. Maybe you should consider it for your home.
Space? What's the point? Everyone's already explored all the good stuff.
Not true, Sally. There's still so much to explore.
And number 3, Michelle, you're gonna want to keep an eye on commercials for Buck Naked Underwear. It's full of men your type.
What average underwear feels like.
The underwear works so well apparently, one man asked to be buried in his bullpen underwear. Which I can totally understand wanting to choose what you're buried in. That's why my will asked that I be buried wrapped in newspaper. Alright, to cover this and a little more, it's time to go around the league for another Clubhouse chat, this week visited by Vegas devotee, former Oscar co-host, and former PixPlay champion, John.
So small.
I think it's one. I think it's one.
My mom and dad went to a Kid Rock concert. It's like his shirts that he was selling, and they said everybody in the whole place was wearing them, so they bought me one.
Okay, so John, Brendan and I are here to reveal to you that with your 5-1 start last week, you jumped all the way up to 11th.
Can you believe it?
You went
Wait,
from,
I thought I was in second.
No, you're
fall.
you're in second in fall, and that means from
okay.
for the overall, you jumped from 11th to No, you went from 16th to 11th. So now all you have to do is not lose a position that you're in to make the playoffs.
So I'm gonna definitely pick 3 games this week. I'm not sure. I haven't even looked at them yet, though.
And then the third one is going to be a WNBA game.
Oh, so
That's fine. I've watched a lot of that this year, so I actually know who's good and who's not.
It's just
So you're definitely gonna lose that one then.
okay, but listen, listen to this. Okay, so the team from Connecticut, they're called the Sun. They've already made the finals, so they're playing on Sunday. But the other 2 teams are playing tonight, and it's the Washington Mystics and the Las Vegas Aces.
The Aces are in it?
There's no way the Aces are gonna lose.
I'll call it right now, 3-1 Suns over Mystics. Easy.
Unbelievable.
It sounds
The
like-
only thing is the Mystics
you didn't even include the Aces. That's so wrong.
It's like the time you made a snap judgment and picked your finals game against John, and you picked the Broncos.
I don't want to talk about it.
Brendan, how does that make you feel still to this day?
I don't want to talk about it because I wanted to switch my pick as soon as I did it, and Steve wouldn't let me. And my whole birthday was ruined because of it.
You remember the last time you started a PixPlay season in first place?
Me or Brendan?
You, because I looked it up earlier.
Probably the second season you did it.
No, it was last season, season 4. You were in first place. You finished the week 1 in first place, and then finished the regular season in 23rd.
That's so rigged. That's so stupid.
But you did make the playoffs, and you ended up getting knocked out in the Elite 8 with Jewel 8.
I won more games though, I think.
Yeah, Brendan, what'd you say?
Technically, you owe me money still. I'll steal the money out of Teresa's purse at the office.
What's your main method of picking? Because I want to know, why do you get so good in the fall?
So I pretty much look at the ranking first. Then I look at who's playing at home. Then I flip a coin.
Oh my god.
Then I cuss about 3 or 4 times about how I'm going to lose, and then I pick the other team. And then I win.
That's stupid.
All right, here's a great question for you. What is something that you really, really want? An
And
item.
what-
It could be an item. It
what?
could be something for your house. It could be anything. What would you really want? Like something that you would like to win as a prize.
I guess I'd probably like to go get my hair fixed better than I've done today. To go get this haircut better.
Why do you think I wear a 5-inch thick bandana? Brendan, can you give me?
Gina's doing it next time, so this is on Gina now. Not this time, but next time. You should see it like when I get out of the shower before I put anything in it. There's a guy on The Simpsons where his hair is like shaved all the way up the sides and it goes off to the left and off to the right, and that's what I look like without anything in my hair.
Here's a good one. Three ways that you could potentially win free haircuts for life, John, for you.
Okay.
Number 1, you could try to win it at a slot machine.
Okay.
Number 2, you could try and win it in a PixPlay play of 15 people. Or number
Alright.
3, you could do it all, win or lose on one game of Balderdash.
100% I would win on Balderdash without a doubt.
I think there has to be a connection between you playing well at that game and playing well at PixPlay.
I think the key to Balderdash is just being uninformed about basically everything in life. When you fake your way through your entire life, Balderdash comes natural.
So you just went to Disney, right?
Right.
What are some of the things you did that you haven't done before that we should do when we go back?
I think the only thing that we haven't done was the water parks. I definitely recommend those. There was good stuff at both of them, but I think Blizzard Beach was probably better.
Did you ride anything that scared you there?
Well, maybe the tall one a little bit when the first time I rode it, and then the second time I rode it, it felt like I got hit in the back with a sledgehammer.
Brennan, have you been to Blizzard Beach?
Yeah, one time, I think when I was 10 with my baseball team when we went down there for baseball, and I would not ride anything. That was when I wouldn't ride roller coasters or nothing, so it was like a waste of time.
You never been in the wave pool?
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's Typhoon Lagoon.
Oh yeah, does Blizzard Beast not have
Well, they
one?
both have the wave pools, but the Typhoon Lagoon is one that sends out tsunamis. That's pretty fun.
Lydian would hate that. Lydian has like a terrible fear of a tsunami hitting, and we live like 5 seconds from the beach. Best gambling night in Vegas you can remember.
Oh my gosh. Well, for sure one, and this comes to mind because Joe was just talking about this, but we were out of money, so we had to go to the ATM. And I drank like 30 Bloody Marys, and we had to have had like $1,000 in front of us. And 3 hours later, we were going to bed empty pockets. We had like at least 15 people standing around the table because we were all cheering and jumping up and down for like a half hour straight. And then we probably didn't smile the rest of the night.
The only actually good time I've had gambling, like done well, is the time we gambled in Cleveland and sat at Blackjack for
Oh yeah,
I don't
for
know how
sure.
long.
That one was it was like the same atmosphere as me and Joe, except Lori made us quit, so we didn't go home empty-handed.
I know, because
we
we would
Vegas, I would have won $1,000.
Yeah, we for sure would have given it back.
Brendan, what would you say was your best time gambling so far?
Well, obviously, it'd have to be when we hit the 1,500.
When was that?
We sat down at a machine, lost $20 or whatever, went to Zeus, and then hit 1,500 right away. And like the first half hour we were there, and then stayed till 7:30 in the morning.
But we had to get back for Mom's breakfast, so we couldn't stay the night. Because then everybody would have known we went if we didn't get back in time for breakfast.
When me, you, and my dad sat down, as soon as we got to Canada, when we had a room, and we all sat down and let it ride, and lost $100 each in the first 5 minutes.
Oh my god, that was a. Let me just first start by saying your dad's the worst gambler I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
he's so unrealistic about what he thinks is gonna hit. But, and it doesn't help that as soon as we got there, Steve, we got our room. We took beer with us.
Oh my god!
I was pouring my beer into like a coffee cup that they have in the room because you're not allowed to take your beer cans into the casino.
Oh my god!
And Joe almost had a heart attack because he thought we were going to get caught with beer in the coffee cup.
Look, this.
And
look,
he
this.
wouldn't let us drink in the room. Come on, guys, let's go.
Okay, so Steve, this is John with the coffee cup. Okay, so we both had a coffee cup, and we were walking up to the guy, and he said, "Yeah, no drinks past this part, whatever. We don't know if there's alcohol in it or anything." So John's like, "Okay, well, let me sip on my coffee." So he started blowing on his beer, and then sipping his beer, and then going like this, and blowing on it, and then sipping it more like the guy cared if it was beer or coffee. So we sat there for 5 minutes while John sipped his coffee. Before we went in, my dad was so mad.
I know, I didn't want to throw it out, but you can't just slam coffee, so I had to act like it was hot. I just thought of what the best time gambling was.
Which one?
When me and Brendan were in Mount Pleasant playing a game, sitting at a table with Joe, and they asked if we were kids.
What'd they ask?
Yeah, they did too.
If me and Brendan were Joe's kids.
That was in Canada, I think.
I mean, part of me wants to laugh, but I think my worst time gambling was, I don't remember where we were, probably in Vegas, but John asked the dealer if she thought John and I, how close in age John and I were, and she thought I was older. It was like in my early 20s when things were really bad too.
It all goes back to the lack of stress of being uninformed. What could you possibly care about or stress about if you know nothing?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that is so good for PixPlay.
How much does the winner get for elimination?
Plus elimination, 70% of the pot, which is going to be about probably $380, $400.
Go Rams, go!
So I'm at $1,400. Then my two other $50 fantasy leagues. So I'm about at $2,000 if I win everything. So then I'll go to Vegas.
Don't forget to add in the $15 that Steven's going to pay next week to stay in an elimination.
No, it'll be $25 next week.
It's not even funny. I don't know why you guys torture me like this.
Can you guys believe Kurt Myers bought back in and lost again? He's 0-3
3
this
games
year.
already.
And he won last year. He didn't lose one last year.
It's exactly the kind of thing that would happen.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of which, John, do you have any advice whatsoever for your friend Julie, who is struggling?
Ooh.
She's in 20. I think she's in like 26th overall or something like that.
I'd have to say that Julie's disappointing me at this point.
Ooh, she is on her way back now. That's exactly what she needed.
I don't know if she's sleeping when she does her picks or what she's doing, working all those hours now. But she needs to straighten up. She's part of the reason that PixPlay is interesting, and she's just fallen by the wayside.
Yeah, Julie, it's Julie's responsibility to make this whole thing go.
All right, wake up, Julie.
Who really needs to fall is Pete. I can't stand losing to Pete.
He went
So
5,
annoying.
and he went 5-1.
I want you to put a clip in this video of the missed touchdown the Falcons had at the end of the game, because Julio Jones did not have anybody 15. He ran up. This is the touchdown area. The quarterback's down here. He ran up and over. Not one person 15 feet within him, and Matt Ryan threw it straight through the field.
Did you see the end of the Ole Miss Cal game where Ole Miss was on like the 1 inch line, and the
Did you see that, John?
The time
Did you see it?
I didn't see it. No.
The time
You'll have to go watch it after this. Well, the play before that, they threw a pass to a wide receiver, and he caught the ball like he was in the end zone, but he fell out almost, like the ball never crossed. And then he was just holding the ball with like 7 seconds left, like not running to snap another play or anything. It was the most bizarre thing I ever saw.
Time was running out, John. Ole Miss was like on the 1 inch line against Cal. They're down by 8, so they got to score and go for 2. Clock is ticking like 10, 9, 8, and like no one's rushing. They don't have any timeout at 7, 6. They're running. They're on the line. 3, 2, 1. They hike it to the quarterback. He just has to go 1 inch forward into the end zone. They can go for 2.
Literally an inch.
Stop!
Yeah, and they pushed him backwards.
After they came back all the way. No reason that they lost that game.
I'm so glad I was not watching that.
And I'm going to always take Eastern to win. Best team in Michigan right now.
Did you see that?
Hugh, did you see Eastern win, John?
No.
Brennan,
they were talking,
explain it to him.
Talking about it.
Okay, so Eastern was down. Were they down 3 or 1? They were down 1 point, right?
Yeah.
Down 1 point, 29-28. There was like 18 seconds left, and all the other team had to do was punt it off and then stop them. They went for the punt, and Eastern blocked it and ran it back for a touchdown with like 5 seconds left and won.
Amazing.
It's like the same way Michigan State
It was like
won.
Michigan State all over again.
That was one of the best games that we went to ever, with the PixPlay Eastern game for sure.
That was actually a lot of the Cowboy one. Was that Wyoming?
For my birthday, and I lost.
John,
And
just
so
so
did,
you,
so did Aaron. That's what you guys get.
John, the quarterback for Wyoming that we went and watched is the Bills quarterback right now that just saved you last
Are you serious?
in elimination.
Really?
Yeah, he's the Bills starter quarterback. He's Josh Allen. He's amazing.
Wow, what a serendipitous thing that is.
Yeah, he was really good at Wyoming.
John, you were in the stadium when he lost, and now he saved you.
Yeah.
I know when to pick them.
John's the gambler. You gotta know when to hold. The song "The Gambler" by Kenny Rogers, which is one of the greatest songs of all time, is about John. I recommend everyone go listen to it.
Like we'll just have to ask all of the guests to do like an outro, like how Matt did his.
Yeah, John, we need something to send us out.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe it should be like a Balderdash question that I can just answer to sign us out.
Oh, I got one for you. Tell us what these initials stand for. VFT.
Okay, VFT stands for, and tell me you wouldn't pick this if I said it.
That is really convincing.
All right, here, I'll sign off. So, I'll sign off with the VFT. Thanks for the very fun time.
To be honest with you, I don't think it can get any better than that.